So, I suppose the question everyone asks at this point is, was it a good time for the international break? Now you've had it, I suppose you know. Was it a good time for the international?
I believe it was. There was a lot of talk from managers in the Championship, regarding maybe how tired the league looked at that stage from their point of view as managers and coaches and players. So I think it was a welcome break from everybody to rest, not just bodies but minds as well. And I've got to say my early assessment is that it came at a good time for us. The players had a decent break and back in over the weekend and had a full week's training now, looking forward to a really difficult game on Saturday, but they got a spring in the step, refreshed and looking forward to a huge last 9 games of the season, and hopefully a couple of more games tagged on at the end as well.
Coaches like to coach, but as you've alluded to there, was one of the most important things about the break that they got a break? Well,
yeah, I mean, we've just been talking about it just in the other room. They're quite fortunate, the players now modern day footballers, that have these international breaks, so they can get away and get a bit of sun on the back and find a couple of quid to pay for that. The fortunate ones, because it certainly wasn't the case in my day. It was right the way through. But we have to maximise that, which we have done, took advantage of it. And on all I can say, I can't comment on anybody else. We're going into the last 9 games of the season with a healthy squad, with a group that's really focused and know what's in front of us, know where we can take this, and from a health point of view, an incredible position that we're in. We've got a fully fit squad. We've only got Martin Piero, that's possibly a week to 10 days away from being involved in the first team, which is, I think, quite unique at this stage of the season. So I know at times there's a little bit of luck involved in that, which we all need that. We all need a break, we all need a little bit of luck in terms of injuries to staying clear of big injuries. But there's a lot of thought as well that goes into that, and a lot of hard work away from the lights as well. So, an enormous amount of credit should go to the medical staff as well, in conjunction with the attitude of the players, to be in this, for me as a manager, to be in this position, going into the last 9 games of the season. Well, I've got a fully fit squad to peak from, and I would think that was quite unique in terms of the league and where it's at the moment.
Does that suggest the odd 1 or 2 who have been away are okay as well?
Yes, Spor's come back okay. Flo's had a great camp with England, scored a few goals and been successful, and had a message from Lee Carsley saying how impressed he was with Flo and what a good camp it was for him personally. Paddy went away, missed the first game. Sensible decision to miss the first game. But not surprised that Paddy made himself available for the second game. His love and passion for his country is there to be seen, and his love and passion for his football club is there as well. So Paddy's available as well. Anybody else went away? A couple of the younger ones went away. Keelan Boyd-Muntz went away. Nathan Wood went away. I don't know if I'm missing anybody else. So we always feel, and it's always a little bit, please come back healthy, please come back fit, no injuries. Thankfully, we're in that place, and it's a good place to be in.
Look at tomorrow's game. I suppose there's 2 ways to look at it. You could look at the league table, and that might tell you one thing, but at this stage of the season, especially teams who've got a lot to play for, they're the teams who are highly motivated, aren't they? And you're playing a team who's got a lot to play for.
I think that I've said it before, and I'll be consistent with it. To be in this game and to be involved in professional football, and be involved in professional football at the highest level, which it is Championship, you don't get there by not wanting to win. Whether you're a mid-table team who've got nothing to play for, or you're a team fighting to stay in the division, or if you're a team fighting to get out of the division. So I never go along with that. Those games at the end of the season against teams that've got nothing to play for will possibly be the hardest games, because of the pride of what people that are in the positions of being involved in professional football have. The fixture list from us for Peterborough will look different for everybody else. There's not a kind fixture list for anybody, in my opinion. the fixture lists are what they are, and we all have huge challenges in front of us. And we've got a huge challenge in front of us on Saturday. They had a great result. I'm not surprised against QPR. I'm not surprised they've picked a couple of results up. I think it's a great club. Passionate owner, Barry Fry involved. I've known Darren Ferguson for a long time, who did wonderful things there. Grant has got a huge connection to Peterborough as well. I think he was incredibly unlucky to lose his job. I think right man at the wrong time from his point of view, what he did at Hull City and getting him back into the Championship and would have comfortably, would have been a Championship side in my opinion if Grant was still there. But it's what happens when new owners come in and want to bring their own man in. So I think the world of football, how insular it is, will have great sympathy for Grant, and wouldn't have been surprised that he jumped into another job straight away. So there's a lot of things to chuck into the pot there, but we have to believe that if we're good enough and we say yes on the day that we can get the result that we're after. But it's going to be a huge challenge, and it's going to be one of 9 huge challenges between now and the end of the season.
It's kind of the last chapter of the regular season at this point. Does this get the hairs on the back of your neck standing up when it gets to this point? I
think it always goes up a notch or two. I've been involved in some promotions as well through my time, so yeah. I always think that the second part of the season goes really quickly, and then all of a sudden you go from January, February, and then clocks go. I got this wrong actually last time. Got to go back, go forward. Yeah, that's how much I know about all that stuff. And you see the end of the season, coming up pretty quickly. And then obviously with that, there's prizes to be won, there's targets to be hit, and we're right in the mix. There's a couple of teams that are in better positions than what we are. We're in a better position than a couple of teams. I think all the teams would have possibly looked at it and thought, would have liked a couple, 2 or 3 more points on the board than what we've got. But it is what it is. We're in a situation where we're involved in a fight. I think still the top 2 will go and win promotion. Definitely Fulham, and fully expect Bournemouth to go and be promoted to the Premier League. Then I think it's 4 from 10. And we're one of the 10, and we've got just as good a chance as anybody else. And if we play to where we can play, if we keep producing the current form that we've produced since I've come into the football club, then I believe that we will get the job done and be involved in the shake-up at the end of the season. But it goes up a notch, as you said. The pressure gets a little bit more, and it's important that we handle everything that gets chucked at us in the way that we've handled everything that's been thrown at us so far.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Chris, when you talk about that, obviously you've had that promotion experience a few times. Obviously quality is needed, but do you need certain characteristics as well to get through, particularly these kind of games when it gets to the running? Yeah,
you do. You need the experience of being in that position before, and it's not the be all and end all, because you could say that if some players have had that experience and not been successful with it, then that's a negative in your group. But I do look at the personality of the group. I do look at the position of the football club, the way it is, the feeling around it all, its excitement. I talk a lot about a light shirt. These players are playing with a light shirt. They're not playing with fear. The crowd are not making it difficult for the players at the moment. In fact, the other way, they're making it as easy as it possibly can be for the players, which is brilliant. And I know that won't be the case for some of the clubs going into the last 9 games of the season. So we're in a fortunate position from the support that we received. We're healthy, as I've said. We've only Martin Piero, not being involved in the first team squad. I think that's an incredible position to be in. So fingers crossed we can keep that. The coaching staff have got experience of promotion, so hopefully we can help players and guide them through sort of the situations that they're going to have to overcome in the next six weeks to get to the first stage, which obviously is getting into the playoffs. But it's going to be the players that really are the ones that I've had to go out and do the business, really. They've really got us into this position so far. Of course, we're here to help and advise and push and guide and direct and all stuff like that, with certain things that we do. But they're the ones that have to go out and produce performances. And all I can say is that they've done that so far. Well, I think we're 1.8 points per game since we've come in. So, and I don't see them, changing their attitude and their approach to the game. I certainly won't. I don't see them doing it. So, for a bit of luck, keep people healthy, have a bounce of a ball and all that stuff, and play to where we can play. I think we're in a great position, and we've got everything to play for.
Yeah, and at this stage, when you mentioned the games, carry a bit more, and there's a bit of pressure on. Is it the mentality side of things? Is that just as important at this stage?
I've got to say, I think that there's always the pressure playing for this football club, and there's always a little bit more on playing for Middlesbrough in the Championship than there is for other football clubs. I'm not being arrogant about that, but it's an expectant football club, and since we've come in, the players have produced that, and the supporters have got right behind it. So, from a mentality point of view, I look through the group, and we've got some really strong characters in there. From even some of the boys that are not playing at the moment, the Pelletiers and the Bambas, the young players are playing with a freedom. Tab's playing free, Jones, Dykesteel's playing free. We've got the Taylors who've won promotion. We've got the Alsons that have won promotion. They know what it looks like to be in a winning team. And all I can say is, in terms of the pressure games that we've had, whether they've been FA Cup games, because there's always that, to produce a performance, or the games that we've played. The reason that we've not picked up results is because we've felt the heat a little bit. I think we've identified why we've not picked up a few more results. But then I'm always the greedy manager that is after a few more results. And I suppose when we got appointed in whenever it was, seems quite a long time ago. Seems I've been here for a few years, let alone six months, which is a good thing. Would we have took this position, going into the last 9 games of the season all day long? So we have to make sure that we maximise it now and get them a maximum out of it, and enjoy it as well as attack it in the way I believe we will do.
Yeah. And just on the health front, you mentioned everybody's kind of healthy and fit, and I guess that means that Dale Fry's okay after.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I didn't touch on Dale. Yeah, that was more of a precaution. So sensible decision to be made there. I think the state of the game as well at the time, and I don't, not being defeatist, but we really had a mountain to climb second half against a team that was on an incredible run and the quality that they've got. But I thought it was a good effort from us, especially second half. It was a real test because you go 2-0 down against them, and it can go ugly. And I thought, with the support that we had, the backing we had, especially second half, they didn't allow the players to drop off. Maybe Chelsea dropped off a touch, which you would expect, but we stayed in the game. And it was a great experience. It was great, some great memories of that cup run, and I think it's helped us in terms of, where we want to be as well, and an ambition to be up against the likes of Chelsea and Tottenham and Manchester United. But Dale made a sensible decision, and we're reaping the rewards of that decision.
Yeah, and just lastly for me, you mentioned Balogun and how good he had the international break. I mean, I guess that could only be a good thing for Boro as well. Coming back to the club, he must be full of confidence. Yeah,
well, I believe we were seeing signs as well. I said it's not easy. The market is not a huge market, and we went with 2 young players that had not played a lot of football. But I thought the performances at Millwall and especially Birmingham were really good. The partnership was good. Both of them scoring was great for both of them. And then Flo obviously had that opportunity of going away and being involved with the under-21s camp. And as I said, Lee Carsley, I had a message from him saying that he's had a fabulous camp, and to score goals and to play both games as well. This big competition at the top of the pitch there at 21s. And he comes back, but he understands the challenges ahead of him. I know he's done a couple of articles and a couple of interviews in terms of how he's enjoying it here and how he's learning. And the biggest thing now is what he does on the green bit on a Saturday and a midweek night. And we've got every confidence. We've got 5 really good players at the top of the pitch. Josh has pushed his way through as well, which is great for me. Andy Sprawler coming back in. Duncan, we know what we get from Duncan, and obviously Aaron and Flo coming from Premier League clubs. So healthy group of players at the top of the pitch. They know they're going to have to produce and they're going to score important goals. We're a creator of big chances, and obviously the most difficult part of it is scoring, but we're confident that we can.
Just on Balogun, you mentioned that he's done a few interviews. He said he's enjoyed his time here, but he seemed to take a lot of stock from his time at the Teesside. That's, I guess, kind of the whole idea of bringing someone so young on board as well, and you must be pleased with it.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, as I said, I've known about Flo for a long time, and Aaron, his time at Brighton as well, and it's not always the easiest, and I think it says something about the boys as characters as well. Too many young players stay and are comfortable. They wanted to get themselves out of the comfort zone and come and play men's football. It's a long way up the road from Brighton and London as well, and a culture change as well. Managers that they're playing under to maybe how we go about our business as well, and the players that they're playing with, and everything through facility, through meeting new staff, getting involved with new players and whatever, and going into a new change room, especially in January, is not the easiest for experienced players, let alone young players, and I think they've taken to it fantastically well. And hopefully we'll see that in the last 9 games, and they'll be part of a group at the top of the pitch that will produce the goods for us, because we know we're gonna have to be clinical. We have to be good in both boxes, and certainly we have the ability to create big chances, and hopefully they can do that. And Flo, there's a lot more about it than just the bit that you see. There's the other stuff that they have to learn and experience, and I'm sure when they do both go back, hopefully it'll be in late May and not early May, that they've really enjoyed their time here, and they will have, their experience have benefited them and their clubs.
Just on the run of games, as you mentioned, last 9 games, 8 of those are going to come in April. You mentioned that the squad's now fresh and revitalised, but as you've proven before, you can ride a wave of fixtures in such a short space of time, but nevertheless a big challenge.
Yeah, big challenge. Big challenge for myself and the coaching staff in terms of the workload that we put on the players. But I think, as I said, with the points that we've picked up so far, and it's really been, it has felt non-stop really, especially since the turn of the year. And we've come through it, and we're in a good place. As I said, the fixture list is the fixture list. It's not kind to anybody. It's got huge challenges in there, and we're going to have to be at top of our game right the way through these 9 games. And there's a lot of quality involved. There'll be some teams that maybe people will look as outsiders, but can go and win 4, 5 and 6 games, understand that. And there's a couple of teams above that, might feel the pressure. And we all know we can win. We all know we can lose. So we're looking at that consistency is key in performance and results, and having the ability to have a healthy squad, and the numbers that we have in that. I'm not so sure everybody has that ability, and I don't see it as a disadvantage. We have an opportunity. If we need to change it around and flip it around. Riley coming back into the group is a real big boost for us. As we said, having even Martin coming back into us in the next sort of week to 10 days is great as well. And then off the back of the international break as well. A few of the players have managed to rest up and raring to go. I get that feeling. I get a feeling of excitement around the place. When we're walking, it's not, we're going to do it, but it's a challenge in front of us that we're all really looking forward to, and as I've said, we're a club that's together, and I know everybody's pulling for us. We're all pushing in the right direction, the same direction, and hopefully we can kick it off with a positive result on Saturday.
Can't not mention the travelling fans on Saturday. I think it's 3,500 or something like that. They're heading down, sell out at the away end, and as you mentioned, they're going to be massive.
Yeah, been there a few times, Peterborough, and enjoyed a couple of results there, and it's a great away end, right behind the goal. But we have to produce a performance, as I said, there's a couple of away games recently where we've not really, produced a performance that sort of, gives any of the supporters opportunity to get right behind us, and even though they have done so. They've been terrific. I've gone on record on that, but we have to concentrate on what we have to do, which is produce a really good performance, and I think we understand the support that we get, and we appreciate it. But we want to be coming off the pitch at 5 o'clock with a positive result, and everybody enjoying their weekend, and we can't ask for anything more. We're in a great position in the league. As I said, we're a healthy group at the moment. We're playing well. Off the back of 2 positive away results, and we've got some good players in the group, and we've got an incredible following support that can only inspire us, and hopefully it does.